And we organized something to happen. And I linked up with my now lifelong friend Keith Mather, who was one of the 9 for Peace, who had chained themselves as a clergyman and who had been in the stockade for a month or so now, and who the other soldiers and prisoners in the stockade had come to really respect. And so I linked up with Keith, and I'm from the movement, and I'm here to organize what can be organized. And he said, cool. And so we all had a meeting in the cell block that night and figured out that we were going to have a sit-down strike on Monday. And that gave us all day Sunday to organize it. And then on Monday we'd have the sit-down strike in protest to the prisoner. And we came up with a list of demands, end the war, stop racism. The stockade was very overcrowded. It was like, double capacity or something. And so it was like, for better conditions and stuff. But most of our demands were pretty big demands, like end the war, like somebody's going to end the war because we sat down. But, it was good. It was good. And we kind of wrote those up on a little piece of paper. And when my lawyer came in on Sunday, I gave him the list of demands and said, here's our demands. We're going to have the sit-down strike on Monday. So his job was to get, coordinate and make sure that the press was there. And which he did, although the stockade, snitches told the stockade administration that it was going to happen, and so the military stopped the press at the gate and wouldn't let them come on base so that they could actually be anywhere close to where we were. So the press didn't show up, but on Monday morning, on the prearranged signal, actually 28 of us broke ranks and walked over to a certain place and sat down and linked arms and started to sing. And it was our sit down. One guy quickly lost his nerve and got up and left. Then he turned state's evidence and said, well, I'll testify against those other guys. If you let me out of the stockade, you're going to have to let me out of the stockade because otherwise they'll kill me. So they let him out of the stockade and he immediately escaped and ran away. Never was heard from again as far as I know, which was kind of clever on his part. I don't know if he was really prepared to, testify against us or not, or if that was just his way of getting out, but it worked for him. And so that left 27 of us who were charged with mutiny. Mutiny is a capital crime, the way that the Uniform Code of Military Justice, which governs the rules for all branches of the service, the way that the UCMJ says it is, there is no maximum punishment. So in other words, it's a capital crime. They can do anything they damn well want to. And it's kind of considered to be the most serious military offense because not only are you doing something that the brass doesn't like, but you're doing it in concert with others, which of course I've realized subsequently is the most threatening thing. Is one guy, they can take care of one guy, but when you get a whole bunch of guys, then they have a problem. And which is why the regulations, when one guy refuses an order, it's bad on him, but a whole bunch and it's mutiny. Well, at any rate, so they charged us with mutiny. So there I was, within a couple of days of going into the stockade, now not just there for AWOL, which was, the likely charge, which ultimately I was convicted of AWOL, of course, but now I was also facing punishment for mutiny, a capital crime.